Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashy? I don't know, but say hello to the ratty back there. So, throughout my nearly 4-hour stream with Henry Pagliuca, aka Mr. Pags, there was several things that was mentioned, one of which I'll go over real quick, and the other which I will take a little bit more time to go over and the reasons why or why not that scenario would happen. Mr. Pags does believe that because of certain stop losses that happen with Bitcoin in conjunction with maybe other NATOs or pawns, as he says, coming into this conflict, yeah, Bitcoin can go a lot lower. It can go to 28K, go to 25 or even 20K. Altcoins will follow due to stop losses. That usually does tend to follow. And we do have the sentiment for OMI being at not an all-time low, but the sentiment being at, it's really crazy because you have one scenario in which people say like, oh, there's no buybacks happening. Okay, well, buybacks would have had this much impact on the OMI token. And for anyone that's a classic investor, what do you want the company to spend money on? Do you want them to spend it on like advertising and taking their what profits they do have and buying the token? Or do you want them to spend it on expansion? Do you want them to spend it on creating better products? You probably want the latter, because if you are spending on advertising, that's other people aren't doing that. Tesla's not advertising. Other car companies are advertising. Well, Tesla happens to be the most valuable car company, even though they are a little bit more of a software company. The same reason why, Ecomi is not advertising, because they don't need to. Others may need to, because others might not sell out every drop in milliseconds. So you have that. You have people taking something that really would not have affected that the buying pressure or the token price much at all, and they're taking a lot of that FUD and they're running with it. A lot of people saying like, oh, Bitmart, yeah, we pumped a little bit and then we went right back to the way they were a few days later. So exchanges won't matter. Nothing will matter until we get OMI utility. Okay, well, Bitmart is a very small exchange, and it is smaller than KuCoin. Anything smaller than KuCoin will have that same effect. It will pump up for a few days, and as soon as it gets listed on there, like it did yesterday or 2 days ago at this point, it'll go right back down. So that has nothing to do with OMI utility. Will OMI utility help? Yes, absolutely. But will other exchanges not matter because there's next to no OMI utility now? No. Other exchanges like KuCoin, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com, Coinbase, and Binance, they will all matter if we get them. So I digress. So there's a lot of people saying, there's a lot of FUD, a lot of misinformation going about. And then there's another rumor that has, it's like they're either on one end of the spectrum or the other. And the other end of the spectrum, that other rumor is that, oh, hey, yeah, there's a rumor that Disney is buying Ecomi. Disney is buying Veve. And where does that come from? It was mentioned no less than like 8 or 12 times on my most recent stream. And who is it from? It is from Jamie Burke, who has about 39,000 followers on Twitter. So not a ton, but kind of a little well respected in the Web3 area. It says rumor is Disney is about to make a big NFT acquisition. ... And again, that by itself probably not the biggest catalyst for people to go, huh? It is Gary Vee going, Now, is Gary Vee doing that just to, just to make it look like he knows something that Disney's doing, and he knows that they're buying VeeFriends or buying into VeeFriends, or trying to get into Recur because they know the Winklevoss twins are in, and so is Gary Vee. And again, Gary Vee, to my knowledge, and I think to most everyone's knowledge, is not involved with Ecomi. So I don't know why people are grabbing at straws saying like, oh, Gary Vee said, after some no name that's not even verified on Twitter said, oh, Disney, rumor has it that Disney's buying, having a large NFT acquisition. Could they just be saying that just for the clout, just for, attention? Maybe. Could they know something? It's possible. What are the chances that they are buying Ecomi and Veve? And I'm pretty sure I've done multiple videos on this at this point, but because it is such big news, I think it would be irresponsible for me to not go over it. Over the last couple of days, I think on Tuesday of last week, I had Cavell Anderson and Dan Schawbell on the same podcast, and we were talking about happily ever after. Yeah, what happens to many people when this goes to 10 cents, $1, $5, $10, and beyond? Well, a lot of people are going to cash out and they're going to live their best lives. They cash out with 20, 50, $100 million, whatever. And they don't need to work. They don't need to do anything. They live happily ever after. But there's always the day that happens after happily ever after. What happens after that? What happens after you have the big wedding? What happens after you get the girl? What happens after you complete that last mission with all your airmen, soldiers intact? It's always the day after that. And if there's anybody that has thought about the future, it's probably David Yu and Dan Crothers, CEO and CFO of this company, and Alfred R. Kahn, who is not, he didn't just come out of retirement for the heck of it. He didn't come out of retirement for any old project. He did it for this project. And I don't think that Al Kahn would let David Yu or Dan Crothers get away with selling their three daddies, and this is their baby. And Al Kahn heads would roll if David and Dan probably wanted to go and sell this thing while it's still in its infancy. I don't think that would fly with Al Kahn. Now, again, this is just my opinion. This is just speculation. I'm not 100% on there, but I would wager if to make a Al Pair reference, if I was a betting man, and I am from time to time, I would bet on the fact that they have already had offers to buy Veve and Ecomi and the Veveverse, etc., etc., etc. And again, they are probably the ones to realize, hey, yeah, we could go in, we could sell this for a couple $1 billion, most likely. And what would happen? They net like $1 billion each, maybe, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. Al Kahn has already had a look at retirement and what that looks like. And if he was completely satisfied, if he was happy with retirement, he would have stayed there. David Yu and Dan Crothers are very forward-thinking people. If they got a glimpse of what retirement would look like and they thought it was for them, they most likely would have cashed out by now because they could. Again, they are most likely under a lot of stress, under a lot of pressure to be able to try to deliver on everything that they want to, especially because a lot of people in the Ecomi space are noob investors and they expect everything right away. They expect to go, like Mr. Pag says, go from $1 billion from Monday to Thursday. That doesn't happen. It doesn't. If you want to go to a rug pull meme coin, by all means, go do that. Best of luck. I would never do that. Most classical investors would never do that. Most people that have a lot of money, that know how to make money and know how these things work, would never do that. That's why a lot of people are investing in Ecomi. And whether it's the NFTs, whether it's the OMI token, that's what they're doing. Even if Disney made him a sizable offer right now, think about this. Would you sell something for, let's say, $1 billion right now, if you knew that over the next few years, before all the licenses run out, that you would be able to triple or quadruple your investment? Don't just become a billionaire, become a multi-billionaire. There's a big, big difference. Again, why are some people hodling? Yeah, some people might take a tiny bit amount of profit as OMI goes up. But, this goes up to 2 cents, 2.5 cents. I'm not selling my whole bag for $3 million. It's not happening. A lot of people that know where this will go, know the amount of money that's going into the Web3, going into the metaverse space. Dan Schawbell said it best. Everyone is getting into the metaverse space within the next decade, within the next 8 years, by 2030. Why would I sell for $3 million when I could go and probably sell for well over $100 million in the future? Again, just my 2 cents, just my 2 satoshis on this. I don't think if Disney is doing a major acquisition of an NFT, which again, that's like they said, they didn't say it was of a company, they just said an NFT acquisition. It probably is not the Ecomi app. There have been token founders unlocks. There hasn't been any movement from those wallets. If they were about to, let's say worst case scenario, if they were to acquire the company and there was even a chance that they would not use the Omi token, the founders are smart enough to liquidate what they can right now before that investment, that Omi token goes to zero. Dare I say. But on the best case scenario, where if they were to acquire it and they were to say, like, hey, yeah, we're going to acquire this, but because Disney really has no experience right now in building a metaverse, they would probably keep all the systems that Veve and Ecomi have in place, and they would probably keep them on, and the utility would probably be pumped up. If anything, you would see a lot of buying volume from Disney. Why would Disney buy a company and not buy the token that underpins the app and make Ernie Malas said it best, like, yeah, Ecomi could buy billions and upon hundreds of billions of tokens for $50 million. The Omi token right now has less than a $1 billion market cap. Drop in the hat for Disney. Drop in the hat for Nintendo. Drop in the hat for a bunch of these things. If they were to want to buy Ecomi and really ramp up the utility, which there's a lot of plans for already, guarantee you they would be the hundreds of people that are in on this deal that know about it at Disney, if it were to happen, would all be buying massive amounts of Omi because they knew it was coming. But that's not the case. For example, if you go to CoinGecko.com and you see the amount that we only have 3.6 million daily trading volume. Not really indicative of massive buying from $100 million companies. $100 billion companies. Just my 2 Satoshis. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I just thought I should put that rumor to rest, even if it is just speculation. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashy? I don't know. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow. Make Long Island emo again. Meow, 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 meow.